Good afternoon, everybody. Amanda Rose here, founder of Team Ignite Your Passion. Today we're going to talk about inviting, the importance of inviting, what it means for your business, and really, how do you do it as a network marketer? How do you get past the initial stages if you're brand new as a Team Beachbody coach, or if you're with a different network marketing company? How do you do that? How do you make it a comfortable conversation? How do you go from meeting somebody to getting them to either get involved with your products or get involved with your team? What are the steps that we need to take? How do you get past getting that brick wall put up in front of you? So really, the core of inviting comes together when we're looking at building relationships. That is what we need to do. It is absolutely crucial. You really can't go into a conversation expecting anything, because if you do, you're going to feel pressured and they're going to sense it, and you just know that conversation is absolutely going to flop. So you don't want to go in with any expectations. You want to go in with the focus of getting to know that person. Now there is warm market and cold market, and I will get into that in a moment, because there are different factors involved. For example, warm market, you're already going to have a trust factor because they're people who know you. Cold market, you are starting from scratch, which means that you really need to build trust before you can move forward at all. So really, build the relationship, and that's going to foster the trust between you. And no agenda. If an opportunity arises to discuss something, whether it's inviting them or getting them to become part of your team, if there's two of those options that come up and you're just like, well, this is kind of like a golden opportunity moment and I could invite them, you got to kind of trust your gut with that kind of thing. And one thing I will warn you with is, if it's a completely brand new cold market prospect and that opportunity arises within your first 2 minutes of the conversation, it's probably not the right time to bring it up. You're just going to come off wrong. So it's not to say you won't bring it up later. You can mentally note what they've said. If you're doing your conversation online, as most of us do, make a note. And when you're writing down, that you've talked to them, go, they mentioned this and I need to bring this up later. And we need to have multiple conversations with people sometimes before we can invite them to anything. It really depends on who you're talking to. And I'll give you an example. I reached out to somebody I went to college with who I wasn't really close with. We just never got the opportunity to connect. My college groups were run in two different class groups. She was always in the other class group, and we really never got to know each other. So I reached out and I just said, hey, we never really got to know each other in college. You seemed like a nice person. I'd love to get to know you. It wasn't until about I believe it was the third conversation where I even bothered to invite her to anything, because I knew I needed to foster trust with her. So keep that in mind. It doesn't have to be immediate. Sometimes there's no opportunity that arises, and sometimes you just need to let them know what you're doing in an initial conversation, and then wait a couple conversations to invite them. Patience is hard, I know, but this is why we talk to multiple people every day, why we do follow-ups regularly, and how the evolution of the conversation goes. And it's a very exciting process. So just keep that in mind. It's different for every person you're going to talk to. You have to feel it out. You have to have a certain amount of intuition with that. And that comes with time, feeling it out, seeing what works, what doesn't. You're going to get no's too. You have to be completely okay with rejection. And a no now is not a no forever. The longer you are a network marketer, the more you will realize that as you continue to invite people regularly, that you're going to see that that person that you started inviting 2 years ago that's told you no every single month finally said yes today. That happens all the time. So be aware of that. That's a very important thing to remember. Network marketing is just one of these things where it is a slow, progressive growth. And Mike Nowak said it really well. This isn't a get-rich-quick business. This is a get-rich-slow business. However, slow is a relative term. As we know, we've seen people in 2 to 3 years building that six-figure income. So this isn't one of those things where we're saying it's outrageously slow, but you have to be aware there's a process to things. And jumping in, one of the biggest things that I see new coaches do that fails, and then they're like, this just isn't for me, is they'll start messaging people, be it friends or family or acquaintances usually, and it'll be a message like, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach. I'm so excited for what I'm doing. Come join my challenge group. And they're so excited about what they're doing, but everybody's like, whoa, I don't know what that is. No. So they either ignore the message or they get a no, because it's just way too much all at once. It's something that we cannot process. And you know what? You've probably had somebody do it to you. I've had a lot of people do that to me where I feel like they've just sales vomited on me, like out of the blue. And I'm like, what? I didn't even know you were doing this, for one, and for two, I don't know what your products are. Why are you asking me to buy something or join your group? I don't know who you are or what you're doing. You need to develop that first and get talking about it. And one of the things I really recommend, just slide it into the conversation gently in the beginning. So when you're asking somebody either, what are you doing for your day? What kind of work do you do? That kind of thing. When they reciprocate, that's when you want to go, maybe they asked you what you were doing for the day, and you can be like, oh, my day's been pretty good. I got a good workout in earlier. Just working on helping some people with their fitness goals. And later on, I'm gonna watch some Star Trek. I don't know, something like that, right? Where you've mentioned some of the stuff that you're doing that's the fitness related, but don't hesitate to mention the other stuff that you're doing, because you are a diverse human being. I can't talk right. And it's just one of those things, or just be real with people, right? Because if that's what you've done with your day, that's what you've done with your day. So share it. And that's actually exactly what I said yesterday. I was like, I had a good workout. I'm helping people with their fitness goals, and later on I'm going to watch Star Trek. And that's what I said. So it's great because it's just real. It's what we're doing. And then sometimes people will go, oh, that's good. You know what? I need to get back into my fitness stuff. Sometimes you get that opportunity to pop up, or, oh, that sounds neat. I really need to get back to that. Or, oh, hey, I love Star Trek. You've got a common ground one way or the other, right? Like you need to find that commonality and share that. Whatever that relationship fosters on, it doesn't have to be the fitness stuff. It doesn't have to be nutrition stuff. You could both love knitting, or you could both love a certain TV show, or you could both love playing video games, or you maybe both are parents with daughters. It's just one of these things where find your common ground and build on it, because that's where the relationship will really come to life, because you're going to have that similar interest. It's something you can talk about and be passionate about. And that's really all that matters, because they need to trust you. They don't have to trust your fitness stuff. If they're into fitness, great. Maybe that is a common ground for you. But if not, find what you do have in common and build on that. So when you do invite them to something fitness related, even if they don't care about that, they trust you. So they're going to move forward with you. And follow-ups are the key. I kind of said this before, but just be aware that it's not on the first conversation most of the time. I saw a chart once that was really good that documented the percentage for each one, and it was something very low. I think like 10% of people will go ahead on the first time, which still isn't bad. But then they said, like, on the second follow-up, 20% of people said yes. Third follow-up, something like 40%. And just the percentage kept going up. And as I know if you've been watching a lot of the top coaches in Team Beachbody, them talking about it, they always say, thank goodness my coach asked me 7 times and I finally said yes on the 7th time, because, look at where they are now. So it's one of those things where we're not inclined to say yes right away. Any of us, right? We're wary. We've got the buyer beware, right? So we want to do our research. We want to be comfortable, all that kind of stuff before we say yes. So put yourself in their shoes. It's going to be a lot easier. So let's get into warm market and cold market and how to approach those conversations. So with your warm market, who are we talking to? It's going to be friends, family, and acquaintances. That's going to fit within your warm market. It's people who know you in some way, shape, or form. This means you already have a trust factor. That really takes a lot out of the job, but maybe you haven't talked to somebody in a while. Maybe they have no idea that you ever were involved with Beachbody. You have to kind of explain what you're doing. Now, for your super, super, super close friends, the people who, would help you move, these kind of friends who are like there for you, you can reach out to them and tell them what you're doing. Be like, I just started this. I am so excited with what I am doing. I really want to go all in with this, and I want you to be with me. Let's talk about what this is, and get into the meat of it. And you can dive right into the business that way with somebody who is that really close friend, because it's lonely at the top. You don't want to get there by yourself. Who do you want around you? You want your closest friends and family. So you can definitely dive in that way with them. And just share your passion, share your vision, be comfortable with it. It's one of those things where they want to support you and you want to support them, and it's just one of these things where you've already got that beautiful relationship together, and that's something you can reach out to them on. And same thing goes with the fitness challenges that you run. You can just be super casual about it. You can just be like, hey, I'm doing this fitness challenge. It's going to be a lot of fun. Why don't you come with me? We'll keep each other accountable and kick each other's butts, because you've got that rapport already with these people. Acquaintances takes a little bit more because you're not ultra close. So just make sure with those relationships that you're fostering them a bit more. You're getting to know them more. You're asking questions to get to know them better. Ask about, their friends, family, what they do for work. All that kind of stuff is really important. That's that classic form, family, occupation, recreation message that is taught in network marketing. It's really important to keep that in mind. No matter who you're talking to, it gives you talking points. So moving in a cold market, because this is where it can trip people up a little bit. Some people say they prefer cold market because they get nervous talking to friends and family because they don't want to hurt feelings. But what I'm always going to tell you is, with friends and family, you are sharing something incredible with them. You are sharing something you're passionate about. You're sharing something that can completely transform their lives, something that is so powerful in so many ways, whether it's extending their lives through the health and fitness aspect, whether it's helping them build financial freedom so you guys can have more fun and you can go on vacation together and you can do all these really cool things that you want to do. So don't be hesitant to talk to friends and family. This is a gift, what we have here. And what you need to do is realize the potential of this when you're talking to people, because that's what it boils down to, is you're offering something incredible, freedom, and that's pretty darn exciting in my books. So cold market. Who's cold market that we're talking to? And I have a list here. There are people beyond this list too. For example, I didn't write down people you bump into in the grocery store that you've never met before. That could be a cold market prospect. These are people that you don't know. So that could be people who come and follow you on social media that you reach out to. If you are running ads on social media, like Facebook ads, people who like and comment on those posts, those are cold leads. Referrals from friends and family and other people are kind of lukewarm leads. They're kind of that in between, because you have at least the common ground of the person who referred them. So they're kind of in there, but you still got to build absolutely from scratch. So I did put them in the cold market because they are a little more appropriately placed there. If you're in, for example, general interest groups on Facebook, maybe you're in a mom's group or a Walking Dead lovers group or something like that. And if somebody friended you out of the blue and you have no idea who they are, that's going to be a cold lead as well. However, they friended you, so for some reason they reached out. So that does help bridge a little bit of a gap that they reached out to you. So with the cold market, really the best advice I can give you is get to know them, build the relationship, which we talked about before, right? So that can be like, hey, thanks so much for accepting my friend request. It's nice to meet you. I always like meeting other people who have an interest in blank. So let's say it's a social media follower. What did they like in terms of your post? So maybe we all have multifaceted brands. So maybe they're always liking my cat pictures. I was like meeting other people who love cats. How are you? Maybe you don't know what the heck they were liking that you followed. You can leave it a little more broad. Hey, thanks so much for following me. I always like meeting new people. How are you today? Make it easy for yourself. If it's an ad interaction, refer back to the ad. Hey, thanks so much for liking my post about blank. This is my personal page. I thought I'd reach out and say hello and get to know you. Really, this is all it is. It's talking to people, and it's so funny because it's one of these things where it's a simple thing, but it's not always easy because they're a stranger, and sometimes that feels weird. Some people are great talking to strangers, and I mean, kudos. It takes some doing to get used to it, and even if it's not your strong suit, it can become it. If you have a referral, you can reach out to them and be like, hey, so-and-so is a friend of yours, and they thought we'd get along really well, so I thought I'd reach out and say, hello, how are you? Just reference whatever you can. If it's a general interest group, of course, whatever that group is about. Hey, great, nice to meet you. I always love meeting other Walking Dead fans. Now, if they friended you, there's this really good introduction that Shelley Hobbs talked about on her YouTube channel training, and I'm going to quote it because I thought it was fantastic. Now, I would highly encourage you to tweak it to your own wording if you're using this. So this is if somebody friended you out of the blue and you have no idea who they are, this is a really good message, and I love the way that she put this together. So, hey, so-and-so, thanks so much for the friend ad. I love connecting with new people. Were you stopping by today to connect and network? Maybe you found me somewhere on social media? Or were you interested in one of the fitness and nutrition transformation groups I offer online? Or perhaps getting started on my team as a coach? Anyhow, I have a few groups starting up here in the next few weeks, and I would love to work with you and help you create any changes that you would like to make in your life that you're looking to take to the next level. Let me know, and I'm looking forward to getting to know you. I thought this was so brilliant. And really, the power behind this is that it's not pushy. It's not pushing anything on them. It's inquiring where they found her. But in this, it's mentioning all of the things that she offers. And it's in such a gentle, beautiful way that they go, oh, well, I saw you were posting about this free group, but tell me more about this coaching thing. It just opens up the door for conversation, puts out all your cards on the table to see all of the things that you do, and it's super supportive. So it's awesome. Carrie, I see your messages. Sorry, I wanted to not get scatterbrained Jane here. So yes, I can post that message. What about those who reach out and friend request you who you can tell are with another MLM? Do you accept? No, I don't bother. I just don't bother. For one, I'm not interested. Like, I've looked at a lot of other MLM. I'm not interested in really checking out their products. And the other thing, of course, with their coaching contract, there's absolutely no way I'd want to represent another MLM because that would take away our referrals, or our leads program as coaches. So I don't even bother. Now, some people like to do like the product exchange, like you buy theirs, they buy yours, but I'm not interested in that, so I don't bother. I'd really rather deal with people who aren't affiliated with any others. So yeah, it's just one of these things where I know it's challenging. Conversations are challenging, and I feel like a lot of people get so caught up in the what do I say that they don't actually take action. One of the things we've been discussing in leadership training and in our Diamond Push, hitting goals. We really have to have minimums, daily minimums to go for. And really what we've been putting out there as decisive numbers, aim for 5 new challenge group invites every single day, and aim for 5 new invites to the coaching opportunity every single day. That's 10 people a day, 5 business invites, 5 fitness invites, that's going to give you significant business growth. That's going to push you to get outside of your comfort zone. And you know what half of the battle is if you do your business completely online like I do? It's writing out the message to say hello and hitting enter. And you know, you can go like, oh, they're going to say no. Oh God. Hit enter. It's done. Get over yourself, because this is the hardest part, right? We just get so caught up in our own heads. And, you know, half the time the person you were panicking about contacting is like, oh, great, I really actually needed to get back on track with my health and fitness. I'm so glad you reached out. And you're like, oh my gosh, why did I hesitate? So it's okay. And it's okay to have those feelings. But what I'm going to say is just bleed and write out the message and hit the enter button and go for it, because you have to take that uncomfortable thing and get it out of the way. And the one thing we talked about last night on my Diamond Push call was that you absolutely need to get the uncomfortable thing in your business done first thing in the morning. Like, it's the first thing you do in your business each day. So if inviting is the hard thing for you, do it first, because we naturally do the stuff that's fun. Like, I mean, posting in challenge groups, rooting on challengers, talking to current customers, having those really fun conversations with the people you've already connected with, that's fun. But reaching out to new people you don't know necessarily, or friends and family who you are nervous about getting rejection from, that's hard. So do it first. Get it done. There's that book by Brian Tracy, Eat That Frog. It's all about getting done the stuff that you resist doing first. So if it's done, you don't have to worry about it. So put that on your list. That's going to be the most important thing about the conversations that I can say, is just build a relationship. Don't jump the gun. Don't hesitate to invite them if the opportunity is there, but feel it out. And I know it's hard, and it's a trial and error thing, and that's okay. So that's okay, Mike, because you can replay this. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna leave it at that, because I really hit on the main points here. I will post that part from Shelley Hobbs that I thought was just freaking fantastic, and we'll leave it at that. So anyway, get out there, go invite people, talk to people, have some good conversations, and we're gonna go and change some lives today, and that's the most important thing. So I'm going to throw this up on YouTube. Definitely anybody watching this on YouTube, if you are interested in learning more about coaching, getting interested in getting into a fitness group to start working on your health and fitness goals, get in touch. My link is below. Subscribe. I've got a lot of other training videos coming out soon, and we will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.